The world struggles to contain the spread of the coronavirus. Countries are experimenting with control measures. Taiwan, which is close to mainland China, in fact China considers it to be part of China, is a potential success story. With a population of 23 million, it has under 100 infections and only one death. For more on that, on what's happening there, we're joined now by student Ntokozo Sibanyoni, who joins us live from Taiwan to share with us the experience, the lived experience of being there. So Ntokozo, I imagine that you must have had some periods of anxiety when you started seeing and reading about this virus in, not so far from where you are in China, but as the months and weeks have gone by, you've had the lived experience of how the country where you are is responding to it. Give me your sense of that experience then, first from the anxiety to where you are now, in terms of how you feel about the effort.
Well, on the anxiety level, the country has done a great job in keeping an open communication and transparency between its citizens to make sure that everyone is well informed and well aware of the progression of the virus in each city. And I go to a school where, the school has placed policies because of the government, whereby we do routine checkups for temperatures and certain entrances to buildings have been blocked and only main entrances have been open, allowing for in and outflow of people. Student IDs are required to enter buildings. You go to the shops and it's completely, the masks and hand sanitizers and wipes are out of stock, but the government has put in measures by placing a rationing system, allowing for all citizens, regardless of your financial state, to go and get masks. And yeah.
So you are studying biotechnology there, and you talk about checking of temperatures. Does this happen in class? Who conducts these tests?
Yes, so when you get to the main buildings of your department, the students or the security guard will do temperature check. They'll place a stamp on your hand, then you'll be allowed upstairs into your classrooms. When you get into the classrooms, there are certain rules that are put in place. We have fixed seats, and the professors have to take photos or videos of everyone who's in class and post it up on the school system. Should any incident arise whereby a student has corona, it can be tracked down and seen who else was around in that area. The windows are always kept open, and we're encouraged to use alcohol spray, which is provided by the school, and of course to wash our hands and make sure not to touch our faces, and it is recommended to wear masks. Should you feel sick at any point, it's required for you to do a self-health management, whereby you log onto the school system and you record your travel history, any sickness, put yourself under quarantine for about 14 days.
Ntokozo, I don't know if I still have you. The line seems to be breaking up a little bit there. Talk to me about when these measures came into effect. I saw that, as I was reading about Taiwan's response, very early on, and they say that, being first mover is key in these situations. Very early on when this broke out in China, they started at a government level to monitor it for themselves, to gain a better picture for themselves. And part of it is, informed by what happened with the SARS virus in 2003. How soon were these measures introduced, and what's the level of compliance among people who live in Taiwan?
The government implemented a policy whereby we had to postpone the start of school by 2 weeks from its original date, which was the 17th of February to the 2nd of March. So early on, I would say it started in January, and by then people were warned and told to take precautionary measures by buying themselves masks, and we were all made well aware of the situation. And that's how the government has been able to keep such a low count. And yeah, as and in this school alone, we have only, as of yesterday, actually afternoon, we only had one confirmed case whereby a student was infected by the coronavirus and had contact with 2 other friends. However, those 2 other friends are unconfirmed. That student has been taken out of school, and the department that the student attends has been closed down.
All right, lastly, Ntokozo, here in South Africa, because, I mean, the virus hit our shores several months and weeks after it hit on your side of the world, there's a bit of uncertainty and people not understanding the do's and don'ts and a certain level of panic among, our population, as you would know, not familiar with outbreaks of this nature. What's your message? Should people be panicking, given what you have seen there? And also, lastly, just end it off with a message for those who know you back home in South Africa.
Well, as we all know, it's an official pandemic, and it's shutting down everything from schools, the economy. It's heavily impacting us, and I think it's the government's responsibility to pull up their socks and take care of its people. One of the reasons why Taiwan is so successful in containing the virus is because it has one of the best healthcare index system in the world it has to offer. And so, yeah. And to my family back home, I'd like to say hi.
Just hi. Not to worry about you. Should they be worried?
No, they shouldn't worry. I keep in contact with them all the time, so they know I'm safe.
All right. Ntokozo, thank you so much. Keep well there in Taiwan. Ntokozo Sebanyoni, a South African student. She's studying biotech out there in Taiwan.